The Ghosts of Gold Gulch. The sun, a blood-orange eye in the bruised sky, watched as 5 riders drifted into Harmony Ridge. Their shadows stretched long and lean, painting the dusty main street in shades of dusk. Each man was a study in weathered leather and grit, their eyes holding the weight of 1,000 unspoken stories. Leading the pack was Jebediah Stone, his face a roadmap of hard living, etched with lines that whispered of sun-scorched plains and long nights under the indifferent stars. Their horses, sweat-lathered and restless, clopped through the town, a stark contrast to the bustle of Harmony Ridge. To the left, a hawker with a voice like gravel advertised his wares, apples redder than a sunset, folks. Get them while they're hot. His words swallowed by the cacophony of the burgeoning town. A saloon, its windows glowing amber with the promise of whiskey and sin, pulsed with the raucous laughter of miners and the tinny piano tune spilling from its swinging doors. The townsfolk, a motley crew of shopkeepers, prospectors, and dance-hall girls, paused to watch the riders. Whispers skittered through the crowd like tumbleweeds in a windstorm. These weren't just any cowboys, these were the Stone brothers, known throughout the territory for their quick draws and even quicker tempers. Jeb reined in his horse in front of the Golden Nugget saloon, the others fanning out behind him like a hand of cards about to be dealt. He dismounted, the spurs on his boots clinking like a rattlesnake's warning. His gaze, sharp as a hawk's, swept over the crowd, finally settling on a figure standing across the street. Sheriff Hayes, a man who wore his badge like a shield against the chaos of the West, stepped forward. Jeb Stone, he acknowledged, his voice low and steady. Back in Harmony Ridge after all these years. To what do we owe the pleasure? A flicker of a smile, cold and sharp as a chipped flint, played on Jeb's lips. We're here for what's ours, Sheriff, he rasped, his voice rough as a desert wind. We're here for the Ghosts of Gold Gulch. A collective gasp rippled through the crowd. The Ghosts of Gold Gulch. A legend whispered in saloons and around campfires, a fortune in gold, lost decades ago when a band of outlaws vanished without a trace. Sheriff Hayes' hand instinctively hovered over the Colt at his hip. That's just a story, Jeb. A campfire tale to scare greenhorns. Jeb's smile widened, revealing a glint of gold in his teeth. Maybe it is, Sheriff. Maybe it ain't. But we aim to find out. He turned towards the saloon, his brothers flanking him like loyal hounds. And if anyone gets in our way. He let the threat hang in the air, heavy and ominous. As the Stone brothers disappeared into the saloon, the whispers in the crowd intensified. The setting sun cast long, distorted shadows, turning familiar faces into grotesque masks. Fear, like a prairie fire, swept through Harmony Ridge. The Ghosts of Gold Gulch were no longer just a story. They were a storm brewing on the horizon, and the Stone brothers were riding straight into its heart. But what nobody knew, what lay hidden beneath the surface of Jeb's quest for gold, was a thirst for vengeance, a score settled long ago that was about to erupt like a volcano. And in the crossfire, Harmony Ridge would learn that some ghosts are better left undisturbed.